Today is May 16 on a Friday. Gotta love them Fridays. And within particular groups, at least not anymore, there used to have been JoJo Fridays where people would wait for the new episode of Slot Po, and then it would just come out on a Friday and shit. At least that used to have been the case until Netflix started getting the rights for some of the animated stuff for part 6, and it's just, you know what, fuck these Fridays. We're gonna release all these half of a season's episodes into a month or some shit for anybody
and
to
we'll
binge.
We'll release a recap every Sunday.
They did that?
Yeah. If I remember, they did it for part 5 first, and I think they've been going on ever since part 6.
Oh, you're right. That's so gay. But I guess it's just what you can do about it. They allow themselves to be brought by a platform that has bigger reach on an audience, and that's pretty much what it is, you know? Get a bigger reach of an audience to get more profits off of this series that needs to be profited. It makes sense, especially with the studio like DP that tends to fucking burn the money budget straight to the roof within the production of shit like Part 5, which is Jesus Christ. We went from gold coin picking scene to goddamn sailboat atrocities. You know what I mean once you see the animation. But other than that, it's but we're not gonna talk about Part 5 or its production. We already mentioned enough about it in the Steel Ball Run episode. We want to talk about our anime pet peeves. You know what? Having to say the word anime at this kind of recording really sounds gay, but it's whatever. He had to mention something. So, pet peeve number 1. I don't like when actually, honestly, I don't really care about this one. A lot of people do, so I'm just gonna mention it because it's a notable mention for a lot of people. It's the fact that there's reused animation, and yeah, a lot of old animes have that. I mean, they don't have a big budget because, oh man, I don't know if it counts as a pet peeve, but I really hate it when most anime studios around the early 2000s would have to waste so much budget on some fucking shit, but at the same time, it makes sense. Especially with Gainax, for example, where you watch Evangelion and it's a pretty show until you get to the end game at at least the last few episodes, because then you realize they ran out of the whole entire budget of the shit because they wasted it all on the way the animation looks in those early episodes, which is just fucking great. I tell you, somebody knows how to mismanage their fucking money, I guess. Fucking idiots. Or I could say that maybe they've always had a small-ass budget anyway because they weren't expected to make something big. Because most anime studios are always given low amount of shits. They thought game devs had it worse. Most animators are just there. They have no ways of crediting themselves other than the credits, I guess, if anybody gives a fucking shit about it. And well, they just clock in, clock out. They made something or with a bunch of other people, and then hope to God it actually looks good or not. Or probably not, but it doesn't matter. They're just stuck doing that shit. That's just how it is. So, why reuse animations? Because, it's very noticeable. I could watch Slayers, for example, and I can notice it pretty well, especially in the filler episodes. But it's what could you do about it? Do most new animes do that now? Not really. Good thing they don't. At least I hope not. A lot of people can shit about those modern animes all they want, but at least they don't reuse animation. Hopefully, most of them anyway.
But yeah, hopefully.
This guy is doing this stupid fucking jump. What an idiot. But yeah, but yeah, right. I mentioned that pet peeve. Now it's your turn. Fuck up.
Well, damn, nigga. Okay. But for me, it's just Tsundere. Every time they always gotta bully the main character for no fucking reason. And the main characters got a crush on them, but they still gotta bully them for no fucking reason.
I like how at most times it's the main character that is not even interested in them to the slightest.
Now you're making me think about it.
Yeah, it's so weird that it's treated like a love interest, but it's the main character wouldn't give a shit about them because of the way they were treated by them until I don't know, when one of them is when the tsundere becomes honest with their feelings or some shit, or some natural plot device that takes place within the two characters to be stuck in, which makes them more used to each other. I think if there's one thing
Yeah,
that does it pretty interesting, it's the way Evangelion does it, because it's like there are love interests, but they're not actually love interests. It's supposed to be like some way of satire by making Shinji seem like such a such a such an unlucky character that he's not even like given like the ropes of like the tropes, because he's stuck in a place that's supposed to be at least grounded yet still kind of unbelievable, with characters like Asuka, who just exists to like be a fucking ass to him, which is kind of funny because yeah, she is a son and shit, but she kind of doesn't really like him anyway. And well, there are moments where she kind of does. It doesn't matter because she's basically like female Shinji, but with insecurity problems. Oh wait, now I take that back. They both have insecurity problems, but for her, she's very like blunt about it. I guess that's also the reason why she kind of just hates Shinji when it comes to that, because it reminds her of herself and shit. Which gets elaborated a bit more on like, I guess like the final episodes, but whatever. Yeah, the way Evangelion does it's interesting, but like when it comes to any other anime that came from before and afterwards, especially afterwards, it's just kind of like, oh Jesus Christ, can we not? I just want like some other fucking brain dead character, not a character that's a complete asshole. And I don't even think they're even like that great in like romances anyway, because they're mostly never really the actual main love interest, unless for certain some shows, which I can probably not even remember. So I'm not even gonna like think about researching what those shows might be, but they probably suck anyway. So yeah, good job. That one sucks. And well, give me another one from you.
Alrighty, what's your thoughts on the people discussing about, what is better, dub or sub?
Yeah, I mean, it's alright. I can understand why a lot of people hate dubs, because most, like, dubs in older animes, I think it's really just the older animes that are the reason why people just don't like dubs, because of how awkward they sounded, how shit and immature it was, and how most of these people were either just, like, new to voice acting or just didn't really give a shit. Nowadays it's different, where now you got professionals actually voice acting characters, but back then it's just abridged stuff. Anybody could be a fucking voice actor they can hire from the street and shit to make an anime from the 90s or the 2000s. I guess there were some notable like 90s animes that really did got good as fucking voice actors that I guess were passionate, or they just had the right voice for a certain character. I think of like, I guess Dragon Ball for example, but that's very complicated, because Dragon Ball used to have like a ton of dubs until they finally got the right one.
So they got the Funimation dub.
And even then, it was kind of more like, I was thinking about the Funimation dub came out way later. That's just a remake of like the original dub for the 2000s. But you know the one I'm talking about with the actual licensed music and shit.
Yeah, that's the one. Got it.
Yeah.
Forgot what dub keynote was.
I mean, I guess I just call it the most vanilla dub, because that's what most people remember Dragon Ball as with that shit. I guess the Toonami... No, it's not. That's the Funimation dub. Oh, wait. Actually, wait. The Toonami dub is the dub we're talking about, aren't we? Isn't that the case?
Yeah. I think it is.
Well, either way, it's like, it's those dubs that work, because they're very simple. And they do stuff. That sounds so fucking big. I'm sorry, but I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just like, it's just okay dub at best. And like, that's what they should really have been like prioritizing with, which they have with the fucking